Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rebel Rambling. So, doing something a little different for this preview video. As you can see here, this is the Fambaa from episode 1, and this is an interesting release for a couple of reasons. One, I actually never even knew this ever even got released. And apparently it was an exclusive. It was an FAO Schwarz exclusive. Now, the odd thing about that is, for those of you who don't know, FAO Schwarz, probably best known, at least for a lot of us, it was the toy store in the movie Big, where they had the giant keyboard and everything that Tom Hanks and Robert Loggia were dancing on. But they were a chain, and they, had, I think, locations at least in all major cities. But they were, they had a lot of expensive items. They were sort of like, I guess you could almost say that they were a bit of a higher-end toy store. Now, the interesting thing is, I guess because this was an FAO Schwarz exclusive, I never knew this existed until sometime last year, I think. And as I've been kind of going through different ideas for my display, eventual Star Wars display with a lot of this stuff, of course, I wanted to cover stuff from a lot of the different movies, and one of the things I kind of really wanted to try and do is at least have like a small section that would be sort of a representation of the Battle of Naboo at the end of episode 1. So you'd have obviously some of the Gungans, and then you'd have the battle droids. So when I found out that this existed, I was actually pretty shocked. And now the interesting thing is, I think at the time, I'd have to double check, but I think this was like a really expensive piece. And I think a lot of times you almost find them for just a hair more than they actually went for at back in the day. And the funny thing is, in many ways, like, this is not that great of a toy because you can't really do much with it. It's like the Fambaa itself is not posable. It's actually kind of one solid piece. I don't think any of it is actually posable. It does have the little shield generator that you put on its top. As you can see here, let's get a little bit closer here. As you can see in the diagram right there, you put the shield generator on top, and then you can put the little Gungan in there inside like a little basket, and that's it. That's what this does. That's literally all this does. The Fambaa doesn't move. It doesn't. You can't move its head. You can't move its legs. For what I need it for, which obviously I'm not going to be playing with it, it's for a display. This thing is perfect because it's in a perfect pose. Again, I can set it up just like it was in the film. Yeah, pretty much. Actually, just like the diagram. And it looks amazing. I mean, just like the paint job and the detail on it. So, like, as a toy, this thing is technically a failure, but as a display piece for what I need it looks so good. You try and hopefully get a better look at, like, the face right there. It'll be so much better once I can get this thing out of the box, which again will be coming up in a future video once I'm more in the room where my Star Wars display will be going. But you can see, and then of course it comes with a Gungan right there. Got a slightly better thing there. Now, I'd have to double check, but I think that's more or less the same Gungan figure that they were selling on its own anyway, which is good. I actually need a couple Gungan figures for my eventual episode 1 display. And then there's the piece that goes on top to replicate the shield generator. Actually, look at that. There's actually a lot of good detail and paint job on that. That's not like just one solid piece. It's got some good coloring on it. Again, for a piece that goes back several years. And then again, just the detail. Even though you can't do much with this thing, I mean, the detail on it is really, really nice with the look of the skin and everything. And even, what does that say? Check out the real feel skin. Okay, I don't think that actually feels like real skin, but yeah, whatever. And let's take a look as a quick graphic here on the top. As you can see, and that's literally all it does. I mean, that first picture specifically, reenact the awesome Naboo land battle, and that's all this thing can do. But again, it's fine. And then there's the Gungan in the basket right there with the shield generator. And I think the side is the same because again, that's all you can do with this thing. Double check the other side. Yep, same image. And let's take a look at the back. As you can see, that's basically all it does. A Gungan shield generator. The thing sits there. Obviously the Gungan warrior has, it's a 5 POA figure, so it can't do too much, but I do like that it does come with one, because again, I definitely need a couple more Gungans for my display. And then let's take a quick look at some of the figures from the the time. Geez, do I even have all of these? I might actually have all those figures. You know, for 5POA line, I think that was actually a pretty good line of figures. And then these other two things, and actually I do have both of those, which will be featured in upcoming videos. So the ammo wagon, which is that thing right there, I do have. And then I do have the Trade Federation tank. I actually have a later one. I don't have the episode 1 that was here. I actually have a later one, which I think actually has a much better paint job on it. So looking forward to setting that up. Oh, here, look at this. I forgot. Here's the price tag. Look at that. FAO Schwartz, $75. And again, this goes back to 1999. $75. So I got it for practically the price. But can you imagine this thing going for $85 back in 1999? And it doesn't do anything? Like, that just seems nuts. Like, that's like, why? Now again, for my purposes, this thing is amazing and I love it and it's perfect. But, you know, some poor kid back in 1999, I'm sure was just like, what the hell? This thing doesn't do anything. And I like the Gungans. I don't care what people say. I really like the Gungans. I'm looking forward to setting this thing up. So yeah, just a quick look at the Fambaa. I wanted to kind of do something a little different, kind of move a little bit into the prequels a bit. And again, this is just an interesting piece because it's not one that you see that often. So one I was very happy to get. And yeah, just something I think is really, really cool. So if you have any questions about it, let me know. Again, until I can open it, there's only so much I can answer. Or if you have one, let me know what you think. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.